Welcome, friends. Welcome back to After Dark, where we are exploring different cocktails. And today we're going to do something called The Last Word. Now, The Last Word shows up in a 1951 cocktail book by Ted Saucier. And in it, he describes this cocktail, but he attributes it to an even earlier time frame, probably 30 years before that. I'm interested in testing this out because it only contains 4 ingredients, and 3 of these ingredients will always be the same. The only variable in this recipe is which dry gin you use. It calls for maraschino liqueur. There really is only one maraschino liqueur, and that's Luxardo. There is another brand. I know there is another brand. It's from Croatia. It is in the original Luxardo distillery in Croatia, but it's not distributed widely here. Pretty much the only one you're ever going to see where we live anyway is Luxardo. In fact, the only one you're going to see where we live is Luxardo. Chartreuse, green chartreuse, again, only comes from one place. There's only one brand. There's only one maker. And this stuff is amazing. And lime juice. Lime juice is lime juice. So the only variable is the gin. So we're going to try it 2 ways today with 2 different gins and see how much the cocktail changes and which gin we actually like in this cocktail. So it's a very simple formula. It's a ½ ounce of each. So maraschino first. Green chartreuse. This stuff is great. It's sweet, but it's so complex. There's like 130 different botanicals in it. Absolutely amazing. Lime juice, freshly squozen, of course. And the first gin I'm going to try is this one, the Dillon's. It's craft distilled, close to us in Niagara, and it's made from a base spirit of 100% rye. So it has an interesting flavor from the rye that I find pretty amazing. So I'm going to put this over here so I remember which one is which. Now, ice and shake. Okay, dump the ice out of our cocktail glass and a double strain. Okay, and now we'll do the second one, exactly the same as the first one. Luxardo, chartreuse, lime juice, and this time Victoria gin. Okay, ditch the ice. And again with the double strain. Okay, head to head, let's see. I'm going to try the Victoria gin version first because I know that Victoria gin is a softer flavored gin. This one has a bit of a rye bite to it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, really tangy, like super tangy. That lime juice is adding sort of an acidic base. The sugar, the sweetness from the maraschino is sort of, it's not right at the front. And the chartreuse has a bit of a sweetness to it as well. But the botanicals in it are absolutely incredible. And the botanicals in the chartreuse are working really well with the botanicals in this gin. It goes together really well. I'm not going to try another one just yet. I'm going to go on to the Dillon's. Let's try the Dillon's. So the Dillon's is made with a gin that has 100% rye base. So there's kind of a spicy note in the background there. Very different on the nose. Very different on the nose. Okay. Wow. So the initial taste of this one with the Dillons is exactly the same as this one. Yeah. You get the maraschino, you get the botanicals from the chartreuse, you get the botanicals from the gin, and then after you swallow, your mouth is filled with this warm spiciness that is sort of that hallmark of rye spirits. This is an incredibly good cocktail. An incredibly good cocktail. I'm amazed that this cocktail first appears in Detroit in like the early teens and then disappears until 1951. It doesn't end up in anybody's cocktail book because I think this is something that a lot of people would want to drink. I would think that this would show up in a Paris cocktail book somewhere in the 1930s, but no one seems to have found it yet. So my final word on this, probably doesn't matter which gin you use. Probably doesn't matter which gin you use. I mean, within reason. There's probably some really horrible gins out there, and if there is a gin that you don't like the flavor of, obviously don't use it. But within the gin pool of gins that you enjoy, I think you could put any of them in this cocktail, and it's going to be fantastic. And if you've never had chartreuse, this cocktail alone is worth getting a bottle of chartreuse. And it comes in a small bottle, and it's not a big expense to get one and give it a try. And there's a bunch of cocktails that you can make with this, and we're going to try it in a few different things. And I had a cocktail once made with chartreuse where they flamed the chartreuse back and forth between two tins before they mixed the cocktail. And that flaming of the chartreuse roasted all of the caramely flavors in it, and it just brought it to the front, and it was just absolutely amazing. So we're going to give that a shot as well. So thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.